Brain, why haven't you do all character to master yet? Because I don't have time for that. I'm still trying to get my JP sharp for the CPT event. So after the CPT Midwest, either I get in, practice more for Capcom Cup, or I don't, and I'm freed up to do some new things. Yes, like 60 Days mentioned, they updated it recently so that when you get dropped in placement matches, you can get placed in Diamond 5 instead of Diamond 1. So you can much more quickly get to Master, like in almost a couple hours at max. So much better now. I think the D5 placement cap is unfair for players who've done placements already with how time-consuming ranked is. Just because others have suffered in the past does not mean we need to perpetuate suffering for others. And I would argue it's bad for everybody, because then players who are actually stuck in Diamond, where their current skill level places them, they end up losing points to players who don't belong in Diamond. So the goal of the rank system is to quickly get you into the proper rank. It's not meant to be a grind. There's a bit of a grindy element for players who are below master skill level. They want to constantly try to inflate your points over time to keep you motivated, keep you going. But the primary focus is quickly place you where you actually belong, not to force you to grind points meaninglessly, beating up on weaker players. So if you are at the skill level where actually you are going to average out to a 50% win rate in Masters, they want to quickly put you there. I feel they should let people who took place in matches retake it. No, because at this point, they are where they belong. If you got placed in Diamond 1 and you are still in Diamond 1, I have news for you. You belong in Diamond 1. If you got placed in Diamond 1 and immediately didn't start inflating your points and constantly moving upwards and never losing points after a session, that's where you belong. Every time I got placed in Diamond 1, I immediately started accumulating points and was on a constant trajectory towards Master. If your velocity is decreasing and your acceleration is approaching 0 and you're flatlining, you belong where you are. How time consuming it is, it's rough with multiple characters. I guess if you are a high level player and you did a bunch of placement matches for every character and they're all stuck in Diamond 1 and you wish you could skip that even though it's time consuming, I guess I kind of see your point, but I think that's a really fringe scenario and it's still worth the sacrifice to improve it for everybody else. Also, it's not a sacrifice. They fixed it for everybody else. Actually, Brandon, I want to ask you something. I have made everyone to master long ago. My main is 1600 to 1700 MR. How can I improve? I have no idea, dude. I know nothing about who you play, how you play, like what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are. So I would start by trying to specifically figure out specific issues with your gameplay or specific questions so they can find specific answers. You're at that point where you need to specifically narrow down small aspects of your game and adding small areas of improvement over time to keep improving. There is no more general advice I can throw your way, vague advice that could apply to you. I don't know. You have to learn how to learn at this point. Watch your replays. Look for people who play your character and try to pick up things from them. I need someone to guide me at this point exactly? No. You need to learn how to guide yourself. But I would recommend watching your own play and critiquing your own play, and then start figuring out questions to ask. Then, if you have a specific question, I can give you a specific answer. But I can't give you a general answer to a vague question's going to get a vague answer at this point. But one general thing I can say for almost everybody is watch your own replays critically and pay attention to what's going on and try to learn from your replays. That is a consistent factor for everybody. So that will help you at all levels of play. I guarantee you'll watch your own replays and be like, why the hell did I do that? Or is there something better I could have done there? And then you go to training mode. That is consistent for everybody. I don't know how many well-developed coaches are out there to actually provide value. And in general, I feel like at the point where you might be considering a coach, it's usually an internal thing that you have to realize that are you going to commit to it or not. Sort of like getting a personal trainer. I don't know how effective that is, because I really feel like at a certain point, you have to decide that you want to do it for yourself. And no matter how much money you spend or how much advice other people give you, it's really just up to you and your own brain at the end of the day, and where you are in life and how much motivation and resources you can dedicate to improving in that one area. It's really up to the individual at a certain point. So you can throw money at it, but I honestly don't know if it's going to help you. That's why when I try to give advice to people when they're past like the obvious game mechanic understanding phase, it's like you really got to decide to do it for yourself and learn how to do it for yourself which is a lot of things in life, because you're getting really good at a skill. Once you get to 1700 MR, like, you're getting pretty fucking good at that point. And so to get beyond that level, like, that's gonna take effort, man. That's gonna be an internal reflective process where you have to decide that you're gonna put in even more effort. It's not gonna be about me telling you, hey, you should anti-air there anymore. Like, you probably understand how to punish things, how to do combos, how to convert, how to anti-air, how do the mechanics work. You probably understand all of that. We talked about this a while back. I found the clip. What's up, Andy? What did I say?
What do you have to find enjoyment in if you're losing and not growing? And that's what determines if you're going to be committed to the wall. What do you have to find enjoyment in if you're losing and not growing? And that's what determines if you're going to be committed to the wall.
What do you have to find enjoyment in if you're losing and not growing? And that's what determines if you're going to be committed to the game and break through the wall and shift your mindset and find new ways to learn, new areas to progress in, new ways to grow, so that you can keep having a positive feedback loop and enjoy the process. And when you hit that wall, that will determine if you are happy or not. Either you can try to break through it and be miserable, or you can try to break through it and be happy, or you can put the stick down and move on, right? A lot of people are going to put the stick down at that moment, go do something else. A lot of people are going to bang their head against the wall, and they're going to blame the game, and they're going to be miserable. And then a small select few will chip at the wall bit by bit and, you know, treasure the wall. What? This guy's a fucking loser. What is he talking about?